All right, in this session, let's talk about something called the search and destroy. This has helped me save people who were about ready to cancel all or were annoyed and didn't want me to search and destroy. Sorry, looks kind of funky there. Search and destroy. There's an R in there. Looks like two T's. All right, search and destroy. So patient calls in, says, hey Tom, I want you to not do that technique on me again. I've just got so much worse, so much more pain, etc., etc. All right, now, what do you do about that? This is one of the easiest ones to save if they're calling you on the phone, or at least they're coming back in. Number one, I validate them. I said, oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. If we find out that that was what's causing it, we will not do that again. Let's come back in and assess that situation. All right, we can assess it over the phone real quick if that's the case, or we can do it. I'd rather you come in clinic because, again, we'll put you through some motions and things. All right, whatever I get to do. But let's just say, here it is. They were at the clinic at 9 a.m. That's when they were here last. All right, so I know then they went from, we use a scale of 1 to 100 rather than 1 to 10. They went from an 80 down to a 20. So we know what we did worked. And I want to share with you guys, if you do something in clinic, all right, if it worked and it got improvement, in other words, you pre-tested, you treated, and you post-tested, and whatever it was that was a problem, like couldn't raise their arm and now they can raise their arm, it worked. And it's not going to be the thing that caused the problem that they're complaining of. Just accept that right now, okay? Because then you're going to be able to shoot straight from the hip with them. You're going to be able to not be squirreled away. They might lead you down a path. Just know that. Hold it as a stable datum, all right? That anything that you've done that helped them, and you had to do the pre-test, post-test, or pre-test, treatment, and post-testing, which many of you don't, but if you do, then you'll know that yes, what we did helped, but here it is, it's 9 o'clock, it's a session. That's when they were here last. And I say, you went from an 80 to a 20, right? Yes. You've had your shoulder issue for 3 years. Yes. Okay, good. This is what I do very quickly. I run through their day with them. I say, when you got to the car, and they know exactly, when you got to the car, had it increased? No. So very quickly I go, how about after your drive, you got out of the car, going to work, anything? No. Now from there I go to lunchtime, after work, dinner time, bedtime. And so I'm thinking of a person here, how about at lunchtime, did you notice a pain? And they say no. I say after work, and they'll say no. And I said, when was the last time in the 3 years you've had 8 hours of relief? And they go, ooh, yeah, you're right. I said, so far, we've got 8 hours between what I did and what you did in session and work, and we haven't had pain. And they go, ooh, you're right. And I go, and so let's go to way down here to bedtime. Do you have pain then? Yes. Okay. And they say yes. And I go, what about dinner time? And they say no. And I go, okay, so now we've got this span of time between dinner and bed that you had a problem. What were you doing? The funny thing is, this guy, it wasn't shoulder, it was actually his back. It was Monday Night Football. He was sitting in his lazy boy watching it. And he laughed. You know, as soon as he realized it, he laughed and he goes, oh my gosh, it's my lazy boy, isn't it? I go, I don't know. He goes, don't take my lazy boy away from me. So I'm not taking anything yet. Let's just have you sit down. And he sat down with his feet up. I put 2 chairs down. One he sat in, one that was like the ottoman. It would be his lazy boy. And I said, what's your pain before you sit in it? And he said a 40. It was a butt pain. And I said, all right, sit down. Put your legs up. And he goes, whoa, that's an 80 again. Okay? So I said, put one of them down, and it took it away. All right, now put the other one back up, put it right up to an 80. And I said, so do you have to lose your ottoman? And he goes, no, I just have to make sure I don't throw both my legs up or my right one. I go, okay, good. All right? And here, in a matter of minutes, what we did is we found out exactly where the motion was or the position that he was having problems. Now with TMR, we just make him do a straight leg raise, test the good and the bad. He finds the bad, we treat to the good, boom, He's good. He could do that during the Super Bowl. He could do it before or after, but eventually he's going to balance out. He's going to be able to sit in that lazy boy without a problem. But if you're doing mobilizations, manipulation, whatever you're doing, if you use this, you now get back control from the patient to yourself, and you get to lead the situation again. That patient that comes in and says, don't do this, don't do that, you guys are the ones who know, okay? Listen to them, and everybody goes, oh, listen to them, whatever the patient's saying, you know, in what they're saying to you are the answers. Yeah, if you ask the right questions, or else there's a whole bunch of rabbit holes you can fall down. So I hope this Search and Destroy helped you to organize their thoughts and lead them into actually what truly is causing their problem.